See, the thing about Spyro is I can sit here and have a self-righteous opinion. I feel like every time I sit down and do Spyro, I'm like, you know what I think? When I have, like, no background, no, like, experience.
I also noticed that you keep using this one word, neurotic, all the time.
Do you know what that means?
No, I don't know what it means. So every time you say it, it's just like, what do you mean?
It's like emotionally unstable. That's an exaggeration. That has a lot of negative connotations. Emotional is like a pretty good way of describing it. It's not the perfect way of describing it. Like,
You fucker.
in terms of like measuring personality, you're either highly neurotic or you're not. Like, you're highly emotional or you're not. And so, like, if you're highly neurotic and emotions get in the way, you're more likely to make fucking Tumblr posts whining about shit all the time. You know what I mean? That's a terrible way of explaining it, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Yeah. This level actually kind of has two paths. So to briefly...
So if you didn't know the word neurotic, the main word is neuroticism. It's just a character trait. So the more you know. Dictionary.com day with Eric. I love dictionary.com. Thesaurus.com. Do you ever like have to be whenever you're writing something, do you ever get a word in your head, like you know what word you want to use, but you can't quite like remember what it is?
I have had that happen before.
So you go with thesaurus.com and try to think of a similar word. And then sometimes you're lucky and you see it and you're like, oh, there it is, that's the one.
These are attack frogs,
all
by the
damn
way.
time.
That's what those enemies are called. They're probably one of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Like, we keep having this conversation about how Spyro enemies are like, they suck, they can't do their jobs and whatnot.
Well, it seems like that's in the worst Spyro games.
Now, these attack frogs will kick your ass.
Would you like extra ketchup with that, sir?
Don't get it.
All I could think of is, for some reason when he said, I don't get it, like that Patrick voice.
Yeah.
All I could think of was him, now I'm gonna starve.
You took my only food. Now I'm gonna
He's like
starve.
fucking disgusting and obese. I saw, there was an episode of SpongeBob on today that was like from 2012 or something.
Oh lord.
And it was just fucking like weird and shit and creepy. Like, and that's not to do with the
Hey Eric, we rescued the Martian.
Damon?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Matt Damon.
Oh. That was kind of a stretch, Michael. Like that disgusting polygonated face.
It's kind of a stretch like Donald Trump having a large penis.
Hey, listen. People,
There's no
I've
problem
never been
there.
hit in the hands before. And then, you know what they say, if I got small hands, I got small something else. You know what? I'm telling you right now, there isn't a problem. There isn't a problem, okay? He's a lightweight. What's the other one? He's low energy. I love that insult.
Rubio!
There we go. How long was that? How long in the recording? 20 minutes before the Trump
25 minutes.
Before Trump came up. Well, some of that 25 minutes was you fucking around going, oh, into the microphone. You want to tell everybody how you test to make sure the microphone's working?
Well, first I tap several times.
Minimum wage. It's just, they're such a different thing. Is that really the test they use every time? You tap the mic. He taps the microphone, so it's all.
Well, it's so that I know it's not the laptop mic, because now I'm neurotic about that.
That's not how that works. But sure.
I get all emotional about it. I get all teary-eyed.
You gotta do some research. Figure out what the word neurotic is. Go in the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah. You know what? I actually used that source unironically for a couple projects this year.
Well, yeah.
But it's like every time I use it, I can't help but think about about your shitty joke about
using.
Yo, you should look it up in the Oxford Dictionary, Michael.
The Oxford Dictionary specifically. Isn't Oxford like a British college?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I
think I've used it too for some school projects.
Yep.
Do you ever like? What's funny about being like a freshman is most people are lazy and like still partying like their first year or whatever.
Yeah. And
so if you use book sources when you do projects, in my experience, teachers are like, "Wow, you actually bothered to read the books." Obviously, that sort of goes away once you get into your actual discipline, and you actually need scholarly journals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean the problem is always trying to find the information that you're looking for. Yeah, it's like if I'm doing a research project and it's doing like a week, I don't have fucking time to sift through a giant book to find what I'm looking for. So that's why I've learned that encyclopedias. I feel like
systems are getting better and better though.
Yeah,
for finding the stuff you need faster.
But it's just like with books, like you never know what you're gonna find. You never know if you're gonna find because like sometimes something, but you need like the source to back it up. Yeah. So you got to go find it, or at least find something that tells you like the real truth. Yeah. So that you know that you're looking for the right thing.
I remember because I was trying to piss off my creationist teacher and doing my project on evolution. I had to it was actually surprisingly hard to like find like a good version of like Darwin's, whatever that.
The Origin of Species.
Origin of Species, yes. It's like several different subtitles. I forget. But the point is, it's surprisingly hard to find that. And I remember finding it. It's like, I only need this to have it in my works cited.
Yeah.
So I can mention it. But you still have to go like find the right book, and that's when I was fucking around in the library. And it was like, the Bible section, subclass BS. That's where I took that picture. Apparently that's how Library Congress organizes all their scripture.
By the way,
in the BS section.
That's scripture? You quoting scripture?
You quoting scripture?
Coach Z, ropes are for dopes.
Homestar Runner is like every time I go like back to watch any of it, I always expect it to not be as good as I remember it. And it's always better than I remember.
I know the feeling.
It's crazy. It's like, how is this so funny? It's like old Flash and stuff. It's made by a couple guys, and yet it's always like so funny. Are you quoting scripture? It's like that's. Yeah, I love those guys. What was it? Mike and Matt Chapman.
Yes.
They sort of remind me a little bit of like Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, I kind of see it.
They're just like,
except not as intentionally offensive. You know what I mean?
Well, South Park is. The thing about South Park, they do intentionally try to push people's buttons, and it makes a lot of people laugh. But in comparison to something like, I don't know, Family Guy or even The Simpsons, there's actually like a lot of salient commentary in like South Park and stuff. I mean, like
from my experience, it's mostly been "you're all idiots, shut up."
You could get roasted alive from somebody who actually watches South Park for saying this.
I mean, I've only seen a few episodes, mind you, but that was my takeaway.
I think you go into it with the wrong attitude. You go into it and you get caught up, focused on like the.
I mean, I still laugh at it.
Yeah, but if you go into it like oh, it's a joke, but then if you actually like sit down and like look at like what the plots are and like what they're making, like remember that episode? I think you saw this episode when we were like on vacation, because that's when you like watched.
Oh, the Peruvian flute band.
Not that one. That one is funny. Like I'm not a huge South Park fan. There are a lot of people who have like watched all of it. I've just seen a few episodes, but what I do know about it is that there's usually like some pretty like relevant and like Trey Parker and Matt Stone are not stupid guys. Yeah. Making stupid show where it's just like offend everybody and make money. And well, like they're talented guys and they're talented people on that staff. While there certainly is like just like really crude stuff in there, and like just to be offensive sometimes, there's usually like.
All right, we finally reached this level.
What is this? Is this hell?
This is the most infamous level in the game, I think.
Infamous.
If you played this game, you remember treetops.
Infamous is video game talk. For this is gonna be fucking annoying. So
you see that green guy?
Is this as infamous as the platforming maze?
Solve
my maze, you nasty boy!
I mean, Enter the Dragon had a few infamous parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the race. I mean, I was watching it the other day. What microphone did you record that with? Was that probably Snowball?
That was. I think that was
a lot worse. It might have been because we were both tired and like away from the microphone or whatever.
All right, so follow this guy.
But all I remember is he was talking about like, Michael got to like one of the racing sections or whatever that he hated, and he's like,
shit.
He like screams into the microphone.
Yeah, that was before we used compression.
No, really?
Yeah,
that would probably explain it.
I didn't start using that until like partway through 2015. So like basically before we started doing some last summer. Now our audio sounds so much better. Probably a good thing I got killed actually, because
still sounds pretty bad because we're usually eating and sometimes I lay backwards or upside down. That has nothing to do with the equipment. That's just user error.
User error.
This does look pretty obnoxious.
Yeah, it's just like you would never think to do this if you weren't following that. Oh, fuck's sake.
And I would get motion sick immediately. I will say that's one good thing. I mean, it's a little different when it's a game like this. But a lot of people get sick watching first-person shooters.
Yeah.
But having like borders and stuff, like stable stuff on the side, like sort of mitigates that a little bit, I think. Well, I don't know, because I've never actually had that experience of getting motion sick from watching first-person shooters, but apparently it's a thing. People also hate when people eat.
I know Ethan does.
There's a lot of people who do. It's never stopped us, though.
Yeah.
This high-quality outfit.
That we've got going on. I made it, Eric.
You made it. I feel bad. I feel like I'm low. I'm low energy. I'm like a. What was the name of the guy who was calling low energy? Jeb Bush, I think it was. He's like, if Jeb Bush becomes president and you're facing a national crisis,
I'm gonna have to sleep on that.
I'm gonna have to sleep on it. I feel like I made this reference.
Since you were a young glider. Yeah. Well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Shrug.
I like the shrug more than any of that.
Yeah. That's like the worst part of the level right there. Because like I remember the first. No, not the shrug. That platforming section.
The fact that you entertained it made it even more funny. How many gems are in this game? 10,000?
12,000, or was it 14,000?
Is that a reference to Conquer?
No, that's a reference to the opening cutscene we saw 8 times.
Oh. I don't remember because I didn't watch it the second through 15th time.
And the first time you're just like, I didn't know they made a Hoodwink 3.
I couldn't believe it. The opening cutscene in this game is so weird and ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like if
I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here.
Fucking
Nasty Nork is a simple creature. Simple!
Yeah,
He's been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
It's weird.
No threat! Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
Do it. I don't know. I don't know that Spyro, this is a good Let's Play game. What do you think?
I'm not
You're
sure.
playing it, so I guess it's harder to tell for you.
I mean, like...
maybe I'll watch it and be like, hey, this is fine. But
we've played a bunch of Collectathon games on the show.
It's almost like a podcast. Where, like...
You just sort of talk... Well, that's like ZBros play in general.
No, but some games you engage with a lot more. Like, we engage a lot more with Mario Galaxy. You know what I mean? I feel like
I don't know. I think you're right.
But this game is just sort of like you're doing stuff, but we're mostly talking about like a bunch of stuff.
It definitely.
This has been a pretty serious series too.
I don't know. The part where you were like playing with the Yamaha, doing like.
I forgot that was the series. I feel like that was so little of it though.
That was like a good solid.
I'm always analyzing
the quality of the playthroughs.
Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
I'm an over-analytical person. I'm always analyzing to a fault.
Yeah, those guys with the big feet. You know what they say about guys with big feet? I have no idea what those things are.
Even?
I don't know what they are. They're only in this level, I think. Actually, no, they're in the boss level in this world.
So, Michael, you're playing Resident Evil 4. You're eating a big, delicious wad of, what's that cheese? The, like...
Spray's cheese?
No.
Cottage cheese?
No. It's like a wad of, like, the shredded mozzarella cheese. You're sitting there eating balls of mozzarella cheese while playing Resident Evil 4. All of a sudden, a masked man smashes through your window. He does a roll. And he says, Michael, listen, they're coming for me. And more importantly, they're coming for you. We need to get out of here.
Oh, damn.
What do you do?
How do I know I can trust this fellow?
He's got a nice mustache.
Well, that just makes me even more suspicious.
That makes you more suspicious?
Yeah.
If he had a nice mustache, he's even smoking a cigar classily. He's like, we need to get out right now. He's smoking a cigar, he's got his mustache. He's wearing a nice suit, too. But he's wearing a modern tie with it. That sort of offsets, like, the like, plainness of the suit.
I like how whether or not I will trust him is contingent upon his attire.
It's important. He's dived through the window. You have half a mozzarella ball of cheese in your mouth of mozzarella cheese, and he's got a nice mustache. He's smoking a cigar. He says, "Here, you want a puff?" And you're like, "No thanks, because Michael would never touch the tobacco." So what do you do?
I guess
what do you do? He's like, they're coming quick.
I guess I follow him.
You follow him?
Yeah, I'm gonna get screwed over one way or another. So this might keep the story going. He grabs you
by your turkey neck and throws you into his
Listen,
Jaguar.
You need to be more polite about my turkey neck, okay?
You guys know.
I'm sensitive about that.
About his turkey neck.
Yeah. Just like how you're sensitive about being a
He throws you into his Jaguar. Or how do people pronounce it sometimes?
Jaguar?
Jaguar. There's like... I always thought it was Jaguar. And there are people who are like Jaguar.
I've never heard this before.
It's pretty common. If you pronounce it Jaguar, Squabo, let us know. And let us know why. Let us know where you're from. Because I've definitely heard Jaguar.
Probably Liverpool or something.
There's a YouTuber who I think he grew up in Ohio.
Oh, those are bananas.
He grew up in Ohio, and he says wolves instead of wolves.
What?
And he's not the only person to do that. It's like just a dialectical thing that some people say wolves.
I mean, it's so weird because like
Jaguar.
I did like there's like some sort of accent survey online. Mm-hmm. And like I took it. I think I'm
like, you're a dirty Minnesotan.
No, I'm a Midlander, and apparently that means I can be from anywhere.
A Midlander?
Yeah, I think that's what it called me. I don't remember.
Is it accent or like
dialectical?
So
I don't know what you call it.
Pronounce different words.
Yeah, the way I pronounce sounds
completely unrelated to accent. Because I know there are like international accents. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm talking about English since I fucking speak English. I know that there are international accents, but dialectic. It seems like wherever you come from, you get a little different Different words.
I wasn't
and shit.
trying to go here, but I'll take it because it's hot pain in the ass to get up here
Some
as
people
well.
call like subs huggies.
Well, that's just a word difference.
No, that's they literally are the same thing.
Well, yeah, I know. They're just calling it the same thing with different words. They're calling the same thing. They're referring to the same.
We would call a sub a hoagie.
Yes, that is what I'm. Yes, exactly.
That's
So
like
what am I missing? I got everything.
some people say pop, some people say soda, some people say sody pop.
I guess we're done with this stage.
I say the devil's tears. That sody pop will mess you up. Well, whenever
It's
I
like
think of
that dirty rock and roll.
Whenever I think
You
of
know,
sody
it's the best.
pop, I just think of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I always thinking of Mr. Krabs for some reason.
Yeah, he says that at some point, doesn't he?
It's just like, so who is this bully anyway, SpongeBob? Is he down at the sody shop? Oh, he's this guy.
Did you guys
the Tattletale Strangler?
Did you guys see how fast Michael just launched into his Clancy Brown? He just launched into
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. It's almost as good as my Dean Bristow.
your voices. You just launch into the voices.